9. Covenant celebrations. Because covenants mean little to modern man, we fail to appreciate their importance in antiquity, and especially in Scripture. A simple illustration will perhaps indicate their significance. If we lived in a hostile area where our life and possessions were an easy prey, we would be overwhelmingly grateful if the most powerful lord or king in that area took us under his protection. In the last century, more than a few travellers in Arabia and elsewhere were able to move about safely only because a powerful ruler entered, by an act of grace, into a covenant of salt with them. This was their safeguard in an otherwise hostile environment. One traveller in hostile mountain areas of Iran in the 1920s carried as his protection something from a powerful chieftain, whose name he often invoked. Much of Scripture is understandable in terms of this. David declares, "The name of the God of Jacob defend thee." Psalm 20, verse 1. A common statement in Scripture. Covenant man invokes the protecting name of his covenant Lord as his defence. His security lies not in himself, but in the great name of the covenant Lord. To have the protection of the ruling chieftain of an area is a great asset, but to have, as one's covenant Lord, the God of all creation, is the supreme asset and power. It is accordingly a matter for celebration. It is a name to inscribe upon banners triumphantly. Psalm 20, verse 5. David declares further, "Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness." Psalm 29, verses 1 and 2. The covenant is a fact of joy, festival, and celebration. The annual festivals of Israel celebrated the glory of its covenant with God. The same was true of the weekly Sabbaths. The Sabbath was a day of rejoicing. It was the covenant day, the King's day of God the King, the day for celebrating covenant privilege and grace. Edersheim has noted, "So far as we can gather, the religious observances of Purim commence with a fast, the fast of Esther on the 13th of Adar. But if Purim fell on a Sabbath or a Friday, the fast was relegated to the previous Thursday, as it was not lawful to fast either on a Sabbath or the day preceding it. Sorrow, joylessness, and grief were not to be a part of the Sabbath, the covenant celebration of God's grace and our victory in Him. Edersheim stated with respect to this fact, "The return of the Sabbath sanctified the week of labour. It was to be welcomed as a king or with songs as a bridegroom, and each household observed it as a season of sacred rest and of joy. True, Rabbinism made all this a matter of mere externals, converting it into an unbearable burden by endless injunctions of what constituted work and of that which was supposed to produce joy, thereby utterly changing its sacred character. Still, the fundamental idea remained, like a broken pillar that shows where the palace hall stood and what had been its noble proportions. As the head of the house returned on the Sabbath eve from the synagogue to his home, he found it festively adorned, the Sabbath lamp brightly burning, and the table spread with the richest each household could afford. But first he blessed each child with the blessing of Israel. And next evening, when the Sabbath light faded out, he made solemn, quote, separation, end quotes, between the hallowed day and the working week, and so commenced his labour once more in the name of the Lord. Nor were the stranger, the poor, the widow, or the fatherless forgotten. How fully they were provided for, how each shared in what was to be considered not a burden but a privilege, and with what delicacy relief was administered, for all Israel were brethren and fellow citizens of their Jerusalem. Those know best who have closely studied Jewish life, its ordinances and practices. The Sabbath is a day of rest, but it is important to understand that the rest is possible and is commanded because God's covenant care and provision allows man to rest 1 day in 7, 1 year in 7, and another year with the Jubilee. The rest is thus a celebration of covenant grace and care. Israel was first taught this with respect to manna in the wilderness. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, "It is manna," for they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, "This is the bread which the Lord hath given you to eat. This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them, which are in his tents." And the children of Israel did so, and gathered, some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moses said, "Let no man leave of it till the morning." Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left it until the morning, and it bred worms, and stank. And Moses was wroth with them. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, "This is that which the Lord hath said, Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which ye will bake today, and seethe that ye will seethe, and that which remaineth over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning." And they laid it up till the morning, as Moses bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. And Moses said, "Eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Lord. Today ye shall not find it in the field. 6 days ye shall gather it, but on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none." Exodus chapter 16, verses 15 to 26. The rabbis rightly saw this incident as one which taught Israel the meaning of the Sabbath. It teaches, first, that the covenant God is mindful of his people every day of the week and at all times. They are to look to him for their day-by-day care. There is a clear echo of this in the Lord's Prayer. "Give us this day our daily bread." Matthew chapter 6, verse 11. The covenant Lord provides covenant care to his faithful people, all who are faithful to his covenant law. Second, this care is such that they are commanded to devote a considerable part of their lives to a rest which is celebration, knowing that the Lord will provide sufficiently for their rest. We have here also the formal institution of the Sabbath, just prior to the 10 Commandments. This is not an accidental fact. God obviously intends that his covenant people understand the meaning of the Sabbath from the manna experience. Manna is a covenant and Sabbath fact. As Kyle and Dalish noted, Israel was to take no care for the morrow, Matthew chapter 6, verse 34, but to enjoy the daily bread received from God in obedience to the giver. Third, the sanctification of the covenant and the covenant law is God's gift of care. In this case, the manna. In our case, it is his providential daily care. The manna and our providential care give reason for rejoicing on the Sabbath. We rest in the certainty of his covenant grace and care to the covenant people. Fourth, the wrath of God is spoken of by Asaph, who describes God's judgment on a people who forgot God's covenant faithfulness and despised the covenant's salvation, law, and grace. And they sinned yet more against him by provoking the Most High in the wilderness. And they tempted God in their hearts by asking meat for their lust. Yea, they spake against God. They said, Can God furnish a table in the wilderness? Behold, he smote the rock, that the waters gushed out, and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people? Therefore the Lord heard this, and was wroth. So a fire was kindled against Jacob, and anger also came up against Israel, because they believed not in God, and trusted not in his salvation. Though he had commanded the clouds from above, and opened the doors of heaven, and had rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them of the corn of heaven. Man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. Psalm 78, verses 17 to 25. Asaph makes clear that what the Lord condemns is covenant faithlessness, and this involves a man-centered rather than God-centered perspective. The sin of Israel in the wilderness was not their need of bread, but their doubt of God, and asking meat for their lust. Psalm 78, verse 18. We will know when men are again covenantal in their lives, when covenantal life becomes a joy and a celebration. The Psalms tell us that among God's faithful people, the Sabbath was a joyful celebration by a victorious people. Today, because churchmen deny God's covenant law, they thereby deny also his covenant grace. The Sabbath is no longer a festival of joy. Indeed, the festival spirit has been replaced by rapture fever, a desire to escape from the world. Psalm 24 is an eloquent reminder of covenant joy. The earth is the Lord's, who is the King of glory. Nothing can withstand his power and march, for he is the Lord over all. Those who are wise crowd in to see him, and by faithfulness to stand in his holy place. The Lord is strong and mighty in battle, and he is our God for ever and ever. Covenantalism is a festival faith,